Joe Hopkins here, and today I'm talking about how to play any kind of music on the banjo. Now, I'm not going to pick out any specific songs or play anything like just any one specific song. This is about how to do it. And then what song you want to figure out's up to you, right? I hope that works for you. This is because I've played a lot of stuff on my banjo here. I played a lot of different kinds of music. It's not just for folk and bluegrass and country. You can play anything you want. In fact, lots of bands have used the banjo, right? A lot of rock bands have, like the Eagles, for instance. They had an actual like world-renowned banjo player in the band when they started out. And a lot of other bands have used it over the years. There isn't anything you can't use it for. Keep in mind, this is a musical instrument. You can play anything on it. People forget that. They start thinking that certain instruments are for certain things. That's not the case, right? The first thing you want to do is find out what song you want to learn on the banjo. Doesn't matter what genre it is, there's a way to play it. You can play anything on anything, including this here banjo, right? But you might have to think about, how am I going to go about this? You know what I mean? I've played a lot of songs on the banjo that are not banjo songs, and instead of doing doing the plucking, might have to change it up a bit, do a little change how you pick, just like you would on a guitar. Keep that in mind. You're not going to finger pick everything on the guitar. You don't have to finger pick everything on the banjo. Learn the song, pick which song you want, get the chords, and then start figuring out how you're going to go about it. You know what I mean? Even hip-hop songs, I know that sounds dumb, but you can do stuff on the banjo. And actually, that kind of stuff, a lot of times that hammer claw, and I've gone over hammer claw banjo on this channel, can work pretty good for that kind of stuff, just because you get a nice little rhythm. That sounds kind of dumb. Like, that's not very urban hip hop, but you can modify that. You can modify it to get a beat going. Anytime you can get a beat, you can rap over it, okay? I've done hip hop music. I understand it a little bit. Anytime you get a beat, and you can make it sound kind of cool by having something that's unusual in it. That's the banjo. People don't usually use this instrument nowadays. And you can use it for pretty much anything. You can also find other techniques that work. For instance, you can use a pick with the banjo. This is something I like to do for recording, and I'm not the only one. A lot of other producers have done this. Let's say you're into recording and you're recording your rock song, right? You get your electric guitar riff, you get whatever, right? And to give it a little more punch, it can be a good idea to double the riff with another instrument. A lot of times they use an acoustic guitar, and it's in the mix. You don't hear it. Soundgarden did that a lot, where you don't hear the acoustic guitar, but because it's, mixed under the electric guitar lick, it kind of gives that electric guitar piece a little more punch. It makes it a little more clear. Well, the banjo works good for that too, because it's very, very plucky, right? That really helps something to cut through the mix. You don't have to hear the banjo. You can mix it in with your regular guitar lick, you can do your whatever little lick you're playing, play the banjo, record that as a second track, and mix it in. And that makes that electric guitar track a little punchier. It comes through a little more clearly. You know what I mean? That's like a producer's trick. And that's something where you don't even have to hear the banjo, but it does give that lick a little more punch, helps it cut through the mix a little bit more, as long as you play it pretty accurately along with your main track. That works. You know what I mean? And you could do that with anything. And you also can use the banjo sparingly if you think that sounds good. You can just put in little a little lick like that, along with everything else you're doing. Mix that in, and that could sound pretty good, you know? You don't have to do a lot of fancy stuff. This is a musical instrument just like any other instrument. Listen to a lot of your favorite songs, and there are little guitar bits or synth bits that are just in there here and there just for flavor. And the banjo can do the same thing, you know what I mean? You could just put a little lick like you would on the guitar coming into a chorus, or just here and there just for flavor to give it a little bit of that kind of something. And it doesn't even have to sound like a banjo, man, because on your software, on your DAW, if you're recording, you can do a lot of stuff with it to make it sound different. Add a little bit of reverb, distortion, something like that, make it sound like something it's not, you know what I mean? And keep in mind, just for to add something in your mix, you can do power chords. Yeah, there you go. You can do those. That's your D and G strings, you know, that regular, those little power chords you do. And that doesn't sound real banjo-y, does it? But it does have a nice little pop to it. Yeah, or, you know, you can even do like the muting. Little bit of palm muting, or even actually, now that I do it, I've done that before, but now that I'm doing it, it sounds kind of cool. Just that little bit there, that can add something to what you're doing. That sounds kind of cool if you ask me. And but yeah, you could play whole songs on the banjo, or you can even modify a song to fit with whatever banjo picking you do, you know? You do hammer claw, you can get a lot of songs to fit that, and then it sounds pretty cool. You can modify any song to be folky, or you can modify the way you play the banjo to fit whatever you're doing. Point is, if you want to play the banjo, but you want to play stuff that isn't traditionally banjo music, you can. Not only with this, let's not even limit it to the banjo. Any instrument, you pick it, and you can play anything on it. It's all music. That's the wonderful thing. But the banjo seems to be something that people particularly like, especially since, I mean, hell, some of my best videos on this channel have been banjo videos. Y'all like the banjo. It's just, keep in mind, it can be more versatile than you ever thought, you know? I've even played a lot of classical music on this. I don't think I have anything memorized at the moment. You know, getting to that age where I can't remember stuff a lot. But me and the wife used to play classical music, and we'd do duets. And I'd play my part on the banjo, and she'd play her part on guitar or mandolin or like ukulele, something like that. And it sounds pretty good, man. You can play anything on this. Don't limit yourself to thinking that the banjo is just a one-trick pony. It's not. It's like any other instrument. You can do anything on it. So there you go. There's just a few little ideas and a little bit of encouragement. Pick up the banjo, give it a try, see what you think, and especially if you record music. This is just one more thing that you can add to a mix to give it a little more flavor or a little more punch. And if nothing else, especially a resonator banjo like this one, has a lot of punch. You know, that can be a good thing. Okay, hope you enjoyed the video. Check out the playlists at the end. Listen to my music. There's streaming links down below. I put out music and it's good. And I'll see you guys in the next video. I love y'all. Peace out, baby. Bye-bye.